This season is what a lot of Steph Curry haters were waiting on to happen. Last season, I think it was as well, especially me. I will say it, I haven't been the biggest fan of Steph Curry. I've been a Steph Curry hater for most of my time being an NBA fan and being a fan of this decade of basketball. I've been waiting on Steph Curry to not have Clay, to not have KD, to be out there. Try to carry a team like I've seen my superstar, James Harden, carry his team in the Houston Rockets all those 8 years that he was there. And Steph Curry in 2019 got hurt, so he didn't get to see that. But this year in 2020, he's gotten a chance to do that. The Warriors are 19-16 this year. They're the 8th seed. Kelly Oubre started out slow, but now he's averaging 20 points per game in the month of February, so he's picking it up. Draymond Green getting double-digit assists every other game. This season, Curry's averaging 29.5 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 6.4 assists, shooting 47% from the field, 41% from three. And those numbers are not that close to his MVP season, but they're pretty similar. Earlier in the year, they were very similar, but now there's a discrepancy. In his MVP year, he averaged 30 points per game, the same amount of rebounds, the same amount of assists, but he shot 50% from the field and 45% from three. But that begs the question, is Steph Curry's season, is his season right now being overlooked because the Warriors are not winning as much and they are the 8th seed?
I don't think it's being overlooked at all, and maybe I'm just listening to the wrong crowds or different crowds than some other people are, but I've heard him in MVP conversations, towards the tail end of like the top 10, but I've heard him being discussed for being as valuable as he is, which is having the Warriors at an 8 seed. If it wasn't for him, they would be a low-end lottery team. Like, they would be bad. There's no question about it. So he has an impact, but he's not on that level of a LeBron or a James Harden or a Kevin Durant that you could put them on a team and automatically they become one of the best teams in their conference, at least, if not the entire league. And I don't want that to sound like it's taking away from Steph Curry. He is the greatest shooter of all time. He's a superstar, but he has been aided by that system. That system is perfect for what it complements him perfectly. It has Draymond Green, one of the best defender playmakers in the league. It has Klay Thompson, one of the other best shooters in the league, a great spot-up guy, a lot of gravity, and an incredible perimeter defender that can take the load off of him defensively. And Steve Kerr has done a great job implementing different pieces here and there. They've done a great job filling out the talent. And it also helped having Kevin Durant for 2 years where, honestly, if they don't have Kevin Durant for those 2 seasons, I don't know that they win a ring in either of those years where they met the LeBron James Cavs in the finals. Unfortunately, we'll never get to know, but I don't think it's being overlooked. I think it's being perfectly looked at for what it is. He is playing at an MVP level, but I don't think he has as much of an impact as a guy like a LeBron, a James Harden, or a Kevin Durant does, where you can put them on a team and they automatically make them a contender.
I'll be honest, I don't know if Kevin Durant has that. That's just me. He's been on great teams his entire career. I think the only 2 guys I can look at in the NBA that have done it, that I've seen it, are Harden and LeBron. No other player outside of Harden and LeBron can carry a team like they can carry teams. And LeBron, of course, is on a different level. I've been waiting for this moment. And I wish Riv was here so we can debate this because I would have won the debate, of course, but it would have been a great one. The bottom line is that you don't get recognized if you lose. That's the hard truth. Curry, yes, he has nothing left to prove in his career because he's done it all, basically. But Zach LaVine last couple of years, had a lot of scoring, doesn't win. Bradley Beal not winning. So they don't get noticed like that. Of course, Bradley Beal did start in the All-Star game, but last year he averaged 30 and got snubbed. So you don't get noticed if you don't win. And, I'll say this. Steph Curry fans are the most annoying fans in the NBA. Because on Twitter, especially on Twitter, Steph Curry fans are the most annoying fans. All they like to flaunt is true shooting percentage, which is inflated by free throw percentage stats. All they like to flaunt is, Steph Curry is 14-5 against Kevin Durant, LeBron James, James Harden, and every superstar combined in the NBA. Oh, yeah, Steph Curry and who else? Can you mention the other players that he had? Steph Curry fans act like he was the sole guy on those teams, and that's what pisses me off because he wasn't. He had Draymond, who was an elite, who still is an elite defender, one of the best in our time. Klay Thompson, one of the second best three-point shooter of all time, an elite defender who takes the load off of Curry. Iguodala was an all-star before he went to Golden State. Harrison Barnes is not no scrub. He left Golden State and averaged 20 on the Mavericks. He's not no scrub. And then they got Kevin Durant. Not to mention the year they won the finals, Kyrie and K-Love were injured. So we got to chill out with this Steph Curry talk. Steph Curry's an amazing player, but all I heard when Steph Curry was winning and Harden was winning but not going to the championship and getting great stats was, oh, if you put Curry in that system, he'd put up the exact same numbers. Well, Curry's usage percentage this year is 32.3. He's averaging 29 and 6. Harden's usage percentage in 2016-2017 season was 36.2 and averaged 29, 11, and 8. That's not that far of a usage percentage, and he averaged damn near triple-double. Should have won the MVP that year, but it went to Westbrook because he averaged triple-double. So Curry, as much as people want to make it seem like if he was put in the exact same situation, he would have done the same, no, he wouldn't have. Because he can't handle the ball like Harden all game long and take on that type of load and remain healthy. You run him off the screens, you do what you got to do with him, but being what Harden does, ISOing, getting to the basket, getting 11-plus assists a game, Curry, I don't think he's that type of player. And, respectfully, I don't think Harden is the type of player Curry is where he could play off the ball like Curry, because Curry, the way he plays off the ball is next level. But, people like to act like, sorry for cutting you off, but people like to act like Steph Curry was the lone guy on those Warriors teams. What was their slogan? Strength in numbers. that was their slogan. Their slogan was strength in numbers. How was it just Steph Curry? But Steph Curry fans love to act like it was just him and, Curry is 14-5 against these superstars. That's why, they love to flaunt it. But their slogan was strength in numbers. Look it up. They got banners. They got pictures. Strength in numbers. Literally.
Yeah. For me, I don't think it is like an indictment on Steph, or I don't think it's some gotcha moment on his career. He's a top 5 player in the league. He is incredible. He's a superstar. But where you lose me is where people start to say he's a LeBron type player. He's better than LeBron, because he can't and won't ever have that same impact. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you put him up against other superstars in the league, Anthony Davis, when he was with the Pelicans, couldn't get them to be one of the top teams in the Western Conference by himself. You look at Kawhi Leonard, his whole career, he's been on teams with great talent around him. You look at Damian Lillard, has had C.J. McCollum his whole career. When you look at other superstars in the league that have been in situations with a lack of talent around them, he's done better than most. A guy like Devin Booker. Before Devin Booker got Chris Paul, the Suns weren't a playoff team. Bradley Beal this year is averaging 33 points a game, but the Wizards aren't a playoff team. And you could go on and on and on, but Steph Curry certainly has a great impact like a superstar player would,
of course.
Like Anthony Davis had for the Pelicans. He made a non-playoff team into a playoff team and a playoff lock in the Western Conference, which is impressive. And what Steph Curry is doing for the Warriors this year is impressive. There's no question about it. But I think this should put to bed the discussions of, does he have the same impact of a guy like LeBron? No, and that is not a knock. LeBron is one of the 2 greatest players in NBA history, so nobody has that kind of impact. But, I think that this season is starting to show the difference between a superstar and a generational talent, for a lack of a better word.
I kind of disagree with you because, nobody's close to LeBron. I think Harden and Curry are similar. But the thing about him is that I think Harden raises the floor of your team by an exorbitant amount. If he's on a team, we've seen him with Landry Shamet and Joe Harris beat the Suns with the Nets this season. He raises the floor on your team where Steph Curry raises the ceiling.
Yeah.
Curry cannot go to those Houston Rockets teams with Jeremy Lin, Chandler Parsons, Omar Ashik, and take you to be the second best team in the Western Conference. I don't think he could do that. Harden was taking the team to the playoffs every single year. And the thing about it is that it annoys me because, yes, we can acknowledge Steph Curry's greatness, but everybody that's a Steph Curry fan loves to downplay every other superstar because they haven't beaten the Warriors or Steph Curry in the playoffs when Curry has had the better team every single time they've matched up. You're telling me if you give Harden, Clay, Draymond, Iggy, Harrison Barnes, Andrew Bogut, Leandro Barbosa, David Lee, and all those guys, he's not winning the championship? You're crazy. He is.
Yeah, and I would say, not to cut you off, I would say I would be very interested to see James Harden on those Warrior teams. In that system, like you said, I don't know if he raises the ceiling as much as Steph Curry does. I don't know if he fits that as well as Steph Curry does. So it's an interesting discussion, and I think sometimes we just need to look at guys for what they are and not try and play the hypothetical game of, if you put this guy in this place, what would they do? I think Steph Curry is starting his role, and James Harden is starting his role regardless of, what the circumstances may have been.